even people that have played my enemies, or we don't talk no more, I would never divulge their secrets. I don't do that. Nope. I might talk about it myself. If it come up, if it's like something dealing with healing or, releasing or whatever, I'll talk about it with myself. But to go tell another, no. So that being said, I don't know. It's just not the right. And that's why I be talking like that. I gotta say this too. That's why I be talking like that, because I got a placement. That's like I figured it out today. I'm like that because I literally got a placement that supports me feeling like I want to do the right thing. And right thing, when I say it, it's not in terms of polarity. I look at it in terms of what is most soul aligned. What's the intention? There's a lot of things that I think about when I say that. But I don't feel like it's in terms of polarity. Because truth is in the eye of the beholder, I suppose. In this realm. I say that there is a personal truth, there is a collective truth, and there's universal truth that governs truth. Period. 1, 2, 3, 4, and some people they bypass all of that. Only their truth is what's the truth. Which, hey, that to each own. That's how you came here to experience. That's the mindset you came here to be in. So, way I see it, there is a truth that governs truth, because it's a frequency. Personal opinion. I ain't gonna force it on nobody. That's my opinion. But wow. Yeah, I was experiencing really sexual freedom. And I'm not talking about going and being whatever. I mean, being able to say, no, I don't want to do that, or I don't feel pressured just because I feel that's what I have to go and do with it. 222. It was like that when I was younger too. Like, girl, I want to do it. But that felt good too. Today has been an excellent day. I mean, every day is an excellent day. Even if it's not, it is, because it's a setup for excellence. It's a setup for a good day. So even that day, I'd be like, oh, Mother Divine girl, I know. Okay. I know. But, yeah, I'm thankful for today. What's one thing that I learned? I mean, there's several things I learned. One of the things that I learned, that part of me did not change. The part of me that's like, oh, it's on my heart, I'm going to go say it. Even if it's going to be uncomfortable. It's me. I'll say it. Especially if we're in connection like that, oh, I'm going to say it. You're going to know 333. I ain't lying. What else did I learn? I learned that, well, something I noted. Oh, this is something that I learned, girl. Yes. Okay. So I will say this. I have Uranus in the 3rd house. Uranus in the 3rd house, your mind, especially if you're evolving, your mind is going to always be going. Now, mine is in Capricorn. So mine is going to always be going, but as long as I do what I need to do to keep it energetically even, I will be able to control my thoughts. Because Capricorn, they're giving this to me. Capricorn is also about mastery. And Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So Saturn is also about control, restriction, limitation. 444, so that you are in control of the reins, the way that things can go. So that explains, and it's the first placement of my stellium. And it's in the third house. Third house is not just about environments. It's also about the concrete mind, about the logical mind. So they gave it to me as I was coloring, as a matter of fact. They gave it to me as I was coloring. And I was like, oh, I need to write about that. But I'm glad I kind of sat on it because it came right back up. With that being said, that's two. What else did I learn? That I do have the type of mind, and I guess this goes with the Uranus placement, but I do have the type of mind that thinks progressively. And I mean, when I say progressive, I'm thinking like, how can I sharpen? How can I master? How can I develop? How can I sharpen my tools, perfect my craft, or master my craft? Like, I do actually think like that. Reason being, because in the midst of my self-care, I was looking at videos and I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe that's why I'm not resonating with their stuff so much. Maybe I'm supposed to try a different. Maybe I've done so much that I'm supposed to advance now, and I'm not giving myself enough credit. Fourth thing, that was it a letter that I wrote about a soul contract I wrote about. I did intuitive writing yesterday, and what I basically started writing was what happened in my past life. The past life that had me spinning or tethered to something unconsciously, right? And it was attached to my Muladhara and my Svadhisthana, right? So I know that it actually released, because when I first started teaching myself how to sing, or remembering, I'll say, how to sing, I trained myself to sing from my Muladhara. So that required me practicing deep breathing. And I did it intensely. Like, I was the type, like, I put my body through it, but I was also in a place where I could do that, right? So everything, like, worked out the way it was supposed to. And ever since then, I didn't know back then anything about compounding energy, or that when you train your body a certain way, it remains in that template. So this is why someone can do something, especially if you've been doing it all your life, you cannot do it for however many years, and then you jump back into it. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like, I just got to keep doing this, and I feel like, you know, it don't take you long to remember, right? So when I breathe like that, that's really how you're supposed to be breathing. But that being said, I learned that it released, because the space that I feel in my body, and in that space, I'm able to breathe like that again. And that's good, because it helps circulate your energy throughout your body. And so I'm able to train myself intensely again, which that makes me feel good, because now I'm endeavoring a different skill, or an added skill, or a skill in a different, well, no, I added skill, because this is a skill, it's singing in a different way. So today was a day of abundance, for sure. What else did I learn? Oh, this is something else I just learned, or remembered. So I watched this video. Well, I didn't watch this video, but it was saying in the comments where, or the description, where when you get to a certain place of healing and releasing trauma, you lose motivation. And that's a good sign. When I got to a certain place, I felt like I was losing motivation. And that scared me, because I was like, what if I don't want to do anything? What if all the plans and the dreams and the goals and the visions and stuff that I had, I don't actually want to do them? What if I don't want to do anything? What if I want to sit here and be lazy and do nothing? That terrified me. I was like, no. No. I'm okay with change and transformation and transmutation stuff, but to do nothing, I don't even come from people like that. I don't, you know? But I learned that either I have not reached that place or I faced that fear. And so I jumped right back into motivation mode, girl. I feel like actually the whole time I've been like, all right, like I had to learn how to surrender. And I'm still learning. I'm not resisting as much, but I'm still learning. So I learned that my motivation didn't go anywhere. It's just become more aligned with my soul. So I'm not just running and doing whatever just to do, because they're really teaching me about energy. Mother Divine, my ancestors are really teaching me about multiplying, because that's what the universe does. The universe multiplies. So that's why even when it comes to like figuring out your numerology and stuff, I don't add. I'll do both because that's what the system has taught is to add. But I multiply because the universe multiplies. And I feel like they both have their placements, but their place. But I also think that there's certain things that have been put out in the world by the powers that be, so that you might get a little bit of the truth or you get close to it, but you're not hitting the spot. You're not getting the same information they're getting. But there's a transference of power with that too. And they know it. 12-12. I'm telling you. They know. And just like Spirit told me 2 years, what's it, 2025? 2023? What, 2023? I moved here. Oh yeah, it was 2023. So it was the summer of like, Earth ain't going nowhere, and the people is going to get their power back. 1, 2, 3, 4. If they align. They told me that before I started even watching certain things, confirming they told me. It's like, Earth ain't going nowhere. Earth is going to be just fine. So, they're about to start giving me that stuff back. And it's going to be it's going to be different. It's going to be deep. And it's going to be raw. That's another thing. I used to temper my tongue so much. Conditioning. But I understand. I have a placement that's like, nah, girl, you need to express like straight up. And you can't. And I will. That being said, dang. What else did I learn? Oh my gosh. When I'm in inspired action, I know I've said this before, I probably haven't said it here. When I'm in inspired, I don't need to say that. What else have I learned? I'm trying to think of something about life. I'm saying specific stuff about myself. No, not yet. Maybe the past life stuff. I will tell anybody quick. If you are experiencing things or you thinking stuff about yourself is normal and it's actually like a hindrance, past life. Some stuff is not even ancestral. That's the first stuff you got to get past, because you have to become aware of your subconscious. But your unconscious, your subconscious sits between your unconscious and your conscious mind. So the subconscious is the bridge between your unconscious and subconscious, because both are functioning in the subconscious, and the subconscious is where that's what's projecting the reality around you that you're experiencing. So you're experiencing your conscious mind and your unconscious mind and the subconscious patterns that your subconscious has learned from the unconscious and the conscious. So if you're tethered to something in the unconscious, which to me is the past life, then it's sitting in the subconscious. I feel like the ancestral can sit in the subconscious. I feel like it can sit in the unconscious too, because the unconscious, you could be tied. Your ancestors could have been tied to like strong men or whatever. I think it just does come up in the. I think it sits more in the subconscious though, because it's also tied to the DNA. There are certain things that happen in past life that you might have reflexes to that have nothing to do with your lineage. Y'all remind me. Girl, remind me. What you learned today? Remind me. Because that's... Remind me. But we're going to go ahead and get started, girl.